Morning Anambra Thursday edition. The weekend is spoiled very close. How are you? Sure you had a good night rest. Okay, my name is Sijama Uche. We have packaged so many programs for you this morning. And the first in our list is the press review. So do stand by now. Okay, welcome back. Joining me this morning to look at what the papers are saying, Mr. Solomon Ono. Mr. Solomon Ono is a public affairs analyst. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Okay, welcome. And I also have Barrister Charles Ogugwa. Barrister Charles Ogugwa is also a public affairs analyst.
Yeah, good morning, Lady AJ. Good morning, viewers at home.
Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.
Okay. So we are, as usual, we'll begin from the beginning, which is from our website this morning. The first story there says, Anambra State Assembly passes fifth alteration bills of 1999 Constitution. And then Soludo at 62, the Anambra others to react. Soludo taxed journalists on healthy lifestyle as Anambra NUJ hosts Health Week in Oka. And then Archbishop Ibezim asks Christians to be more committed to work of evangelism. These and many more are the stories you'll find in our website, www.absradiotvok.com. Okay, the alteration bill, let me start with you, Barrister Ogugwa.
Yes.
I think it is a routine thing for the State House of Assembly. If you had taken note of the words used, alteration bills, it has to do with a number of bills passed by the National Assembly over the months, and then that needs the concurrent passage of the individual assemblies of the states in Nigeria to bring them to level with what positions that have been taken at the national level. So I think it is a usual process in the process of amendment of various sections and subsections of the Nigerian Constitution.
I see.
Yes.
Meanwhile, before we go on, today is our governor's birthday. So on behalf of the Good Morning Anambra team, led by our producer Ifyu Nachukwu, we wish our governor a happy birthday. 62, still a young man.
He is, and very strong.
And he has achieved a lot.
Yes, one wouldn't have known.
Oh yes.
It is
happy birthday, Mr. Governor.
Happy
Thank
birthday,
you. So
sir.
we'll move on. You might want to look at the lifestyle of our journalists as we run around. Most times we don't have time for ourselves.
That's very, very true. You know, it's something very important because you see journalists running up and down, covering the news, giving us updates of what is going on and all of that. And most of them don't even have the time to go do routine checkups on themselves. And one day you just see a journalist just breaks down and you be like, what's wrong?
I did last 3 weeks.
So it's important that journalists in Nigeria, in our country, take the time to go for routine checkups to really know what's going on in their health and take good care of themselves, because we Nigerians, we really need them. Even people in Anambra, we need them very well.
Okay. Thank you very much. For want of time, we need to run. Let's venture into the papers to find out exactly what's going on there. First paper this morning will be the Daily Sun. And then on the front page of the Daily Sun, I have this story that says presidency frees as senators threaten to impeach Buhari. Presidency frees as senators threaten to impeach Buhari. Okay, other stories. Beside the Nansen, I have 2 killed, 3 policemen injured as armed robbers attacked bullion van in Abia. Wow, coming from all cylinders. Okay, but before then, let's look at the riders under this banner headline. The riders say lawmakers stage walkouts. That's the riders under presidency phrase as senators threaten to impeach. Lawmakers stage walkouts at plenary over Senate President's abortion of discussion on insecurity, and then give President 6 weeks ultimatum to address security challenges. We are working to bring situation under control. Government is saying that. And then we will review our position on the impeachment threats. This one is coming from the Reps Caucus. Okay, before we talk, let's stories. ASU strike left down Abuja in solidarity protest, with a rider there, Senate reps to intervene as Carlo reinstates call on federal government lecturers to end impasse. Okay, and here governors call for review of water bill. Army probes killing of gas brigade soldiers, beefs up security in Abuja. A national carrier Air Nigeria to take off with leased aircraft. Okay, approves 2023-2025 MTEF / FSP says new partners. Akwa Ibom TJ sends human rights lawyer Effiong to 1 month jail for contempt. Let's look at the next paper before we start talking, which is the National Star. The National Star this morning, the banner headline says, insecurity, Senate boys as Lawan foils motion to impeach Buhari. Okay, the riders there. Aduba leads walkout over alleged APC insincerity. A president gets 6 weeks notice to address insecurity or face impeachment. We are working to bring solution under control, federal government, to bring situation under control. Please, other stories coming from here. IPOB claims responsibility for killing of cows in Abia, warns against reprisal. Bank official armed robber killed in Abia bullion van attack. Federal government should negotiate with Nnamdi Kanu, Methodist prelate Modo says. 36 governors kick against new water resources bill. And then down here, Cross Rivers government warns Hausa Fulani community over alleged appointments of Emir of Calabar. Okay, so let's first of all look at the stories, starting from the ones from the Daily Sun and then to others. Let me start with you, Barrister. Which of the stories do you want to talk about this morning?
I think the topmost of the stories has to do with the show of shame. I call it a show of shame because we have dwelled with so much pretense, hypocrisy and sycophancy in Nigeria for too long. I call it a show of shame as a result of the fact that our so-called senators, our so-called members of the National Assembly ought not to have waited until the terrorists took the battle to them there in Abuja. They ought not to have waited until the terrorists gunned down innocent soldiers as a result of a dearth of synergy between the Nigerian army and the Nigerian Air Force, as a result of intelligence failure. So all this while we have had issues, we have had happenings that ought to have at least necessitated inviting the president. At a number of occasions, the president was invited, he didn't honor it. Is it? And the same leadership of the National Assembly gave reasons why it was even properly improper for the president to have honored that invitation. And so for me, coming out yesterday to say that they were going to impeach the president, probably as a result of the fact that they now feel that Abuja is no longer safe, is playing the ostrich. Is it? And if one is talking about giving the president 6 weeks ultimatum, the question that anybody can ask is, hasn't enough been done? Is it? And to make matters worse, I was, taken off when I read the statement of, I think, the majority leader of the PDP, Elumelu, why they were vacating was telling members of the National Assembly that they should go to their various constituencies. Abuja is no longer safe. As much as we know that nowhere in Nigeria is safe, is it? They must not go into such macabre dances as a result of the fact that they feel that their comfort zone in Abuja, where they make money in Abuja, has not been affected. So I condemn it in its entirety. Okay. They've had about 8 years, 7 years to have fixed the security, dislocations in Nigeria, and they left it.
Okay. So how do you see the reaction of, let me not even say the reaction, or the role of the Senate President in all of this? That they wanted to discuss the security issue by, trying to impose impeachment bill, and he said no.
Yeah, I really don't think that was a very good thing, because they discussed it in the closed door session, and all for him to come out and not talk about it, like behave as if they didn't discuss it or something. And he's bringing it up, the minority leader is bringing it up, and he's when I watched it last night, I was like, seriously, this is a serious matter. Yes. Security is a very serious matter. And this is how you're making light of it. To me, it's like making light of something very important and making it look like a bureaucratic process has to be followed for people to discuss something that is even in your doorstep right now.
Yes.
And just like Barrister said, I really think actually that the reason why they are fretting like this is because the thing is now very close to them. And I really don't fancy that part. I really don't fancy that part. This is something that should have been done a very long time ago.
Okay, but before we go on, Barrister Gugwa, we saw these people coming and approaching and encroaching into the seat of power in Abuja. First of all, they were at the Kuje prison, and then apart from all other pockets of attacks we have had,
yes,
they threatened they're going to kidnap your president.
Yes.
And a whole lot of things, and they're making good their threats.
Yes.
Unstopped.
Yes. The problem there is that we all know in Nigeria that regardless of whichever semantics we use, terrorist, Boko Haram, ISWAP, bandits, these guys for me are the same. And the federal government has been treating them with kid gloves. Mm-hmm. Is it? For crying out loud. Is it? This thing started in Maiduguri. Is it? And there is no way the Nigerian intelligence system, can deny the fact that they never gathered, the necessary intelligence information, to have thwarted it at that particular level. It was mismanaged.
As this pace they're going now, do you see the 2023 election coming?
That is where I have my fears. And I have this thinking that, I hope I am wrong. I have this thinking that the whole drama could be to a kind of cause panic in Abuja there, and perhaps, where possible, take over government. We saw this type of thing happen in Somalia. Do you understand? We saw it happen in Afghanistan. And sometimes we think that some of these things cannot happen in Nigeria. But we are seeing it. God forbid. So if terrorists have had camps in Abuja for a number of months now, based on what you have read in the papers and watched in the media, is it? One will begin to wonder where the military intelligence has gone, where the SSS, DSSS has equally gone, and where some other... I think
did you say military intelligence? When they said that they gave 4 plus 4 intelligence reports before they...
I was about coming to... I think I read one of the news letters of the National Civil Defense. Is it? Where they actually itemize the number of security reports they get before the invasion of Kuje prisons. But that tells you about this feeling in Nigeria that, there are these members of Boko Haram, the fighters, and the members of Boko Haram who are in offices. Because these things are, coordinated. Because there was equally a particular report that minutes or rather hours before they struck the Kuje prisons, that the gas men at that particular prisons were redeployed. And one begins to question why. And till now, nobody has equally told us why those steps were taken. Is it? So
Okay.
it's a very sorry situation.
Okay, let's move on. Let's leave security for now and look at what is going on in the ASU camp. ASU strike, labor shuts down Abuja in solidarity protest. And I wonder when this one is going to end, because they said after this one strike they're going to go into a full-blown strike.
I really pity the state of this nation. Mm-hmm. Like it's collapsing right before our own eyes. Right. On various fronts. If it has not collapsed. That is now, but then look at this. 164 days ASU has been on strike. And thank God TUC is joining them to make the voice very loud now. And it's important that we understand, with all these things happening, our nation there is no way. I heard when the president of the TUC was mentioned, he said, my own children, 2 of my kids are in the public schools and they're at home. So I am ready to stay with this journey. We are together and all of that. So it's really not nice. It's really not nice. The other time we saw, let me not mention, but we saw him celebrating his son who just graduated from abroad when the country is in...
It is in the news.
It's in the news, so why won't you mention the name? So, okay, but before we go on, please, if you are watching us from any part of the world, you can, join us by contributing to what we are discussing. There's a phone number on your screen that you can make use of and then participate. Okay. ASU strike, it has lingered, yes, and nobody is doing anything. Yes. When is it going to stop? Why do you think the government is not giving ears to their demands? Don't they care that the schools are shut for a very long period?
It is very, very elementary. Is it? I think there is this usual saying that good is given, or that good is valued by those who actually know what it means. Mm-hmm. Is it? Nigeria, I think this country has been so much ravished and raped inside out. Is it? And before we begin to, ask ourselves why it has lingered, we must equally remember the fact that I think it was between 1992, 1991 down to 1992 that we had the longest, months, if not even more than a year of ASU strike under Babangida's administration. And that goes down to the basics. What value do we place on education? Do you understand? Mm-hmm. And what is the educational level of our so-called leaders? Is it we have a bunch of men and women who open up universities, give licenses to themselves, award certificates to themselves, use ill-gotten money to get themselves into elective positions, to pretend over it, pillage this country with resources, send their kids abroad to go and do 2 years and 3 years programs, and come back here and give them automatic appointments. Who cares for the future of the common man's child? Okay. Who cares?
1 minute, sir. 1 minute.
It's all right.
Yeah, hello. Good morning, sir. Hello?
Hello?
Good morning.
Hello?
Hello, good morning. You're with us.
Hello?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, what's your name?
Yeah. My name is Michael.
And you're calling from where?
I'm calling from
Umuahia.
Yeah.
Okay, go on, sir.
I'm happy for the discussion. What causes all this problem? Let them say that the country will go. That's only the problem I have.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, sir. Okay. Sorry, I have to cut you short so that I will be able to touch some of the papers. So though all of them are saying the same thing, but let's see if we can get different stories here. Okay, Punch is our next paper this morning. Punch newspaper, the banner headline there, ISWAP, fierce press, presidency, senators clash over impeachment threat. Okay, we have seen that story. It's about the big story today, but we are going to see if we can get okay, the Nation newspaper. The Nation newspaper, the Senate in stormy session over renewed attacks by bandits. And then up here, I have another story from there that says varsity strike lecturers ASU adamant. Oh, this adamantine is what is surprising
Yes,
everybody.
yes,
Why
yes.
you don't want to talk about this?
It's very
Rising
appalling.
aviation fuel price forces airline to cut flights. Is anybody here with us?
Yes.
Hello? Hello? Okay, governors reject water bill resources. Let's talk about this water bill resources, please. What is it all about and why are the governors rejecting it? Is it that they feel that they're encroaching into their own territories and then, or is there any other agenda behind this water bill?
I think it is neither here nor there. Is it before now we heard of Ruga in this country? Is it people voiced their opinions against it? After a time, the federal government withdrew it.
One minister. Yeah, hello.
Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah. What's your name?
My name is Jacob Ayodele.
I didn't get that.
Jacob Ayodele.
Okay, Akon Ayodele. Where are you calling from, sir? Kwara State.
Gawa.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
What I see, the president is that just design cannot do it. That is the platform. He cannot do it. All his promises paid off.
That the president should just resign.
Just design by himself and design before he claims the collected economy.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you, Akon. I didn't really get where you got from. Okay,
So I think I was saying something about
the water bill.
initially it came as Ruga, people raised voices against it. They took it back, rechristened it. Do you understand? And I think in the last 1 week or thereabouts, there has equally been these stories about the federal government wanting to resurrect it. I equally read something about some members of the House of Assembly being equally lobbied to consent to it. But yesterday I read something that was very interesting and which I think may have propelled the governor's support. Do you understand? I read something about a particular amount of money, I think about $500 million. Do you understand?
Excuse me, sir. Yeah. Hello? You may need to turn off the volume on your TV set before you call us, please. Go ahead, please. Go ahead. Go ahead, cancel.
Yes, I read a particular amount of money that is, being given by the World Bank. Is it this agric loan support scheme, and for which incidentally I learned that Anambra and I think Enugu State is it weren't captured in the new bill that they are intending to pass. Do you understand? But then coming from the angle of the governors, the idea is to benefit from that money and not necessarily talking about the viability of that particular bill in its entirety. Because we're talking about a bill that is seeking to take away the management of water resources in Nigeria, whether stream, whether borehole, from the states and down to the federal government. Do you understand? And so I wasn't actually excited when I discovered that, the so-called support the governors are giving is coming from the embers of monetary benefit.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Let's continue. Daily Trust is our next paper this morning. And then we'll have the banner headline there say Buhari convenes emergency security meeting as senators dangle impeachment. Buhari convenes emergency security meeting as senators dangle impeachment. Okay, I think we'll have to talk about that one. But that's this emergency meeting. Okay, until they come out from the meeting, we'll know exactly what's going on. But there's somewhere we saw about the House of Fulani, what they call? Yes, installing Emir of Calabar, Solomon. And the people are resisting that. Let's talk about that before we continue.
It's really something. I don't know what is going on, but how would you have a place, a location, a city dominated by, let me use Christians, and you are having an emir? Is it I don't understand. Has there been something like the Igwe of Kano? Something like that. I don't understand that part. And this, I really don't like that idea of having to install an emir of Kano. For you to have an
emir of Calabar.
Of Calabar, sorry, I said
In
Kano.
Cross River State.
I'm already used to the fact that it's a northern thing.
Yes.
Not supposed to be a southern thing, a south thing.
Okay. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. I'm someone named Michael.
Michael, where are you calling from?
Calling from Zaria.
From Zaria. Okay. Talk.
Yes. Yeah, concerning this impeachment of Buhari and also after strike. Like we as students were really hearing it, you are suffering.
You're a student?
Hello?
Okay, I can hear you. You're a student and you guys are really suffering. That's what you said?
Yes. We're students. We're really suffering right here. Like they should do something about this as we are tired of staying at home.
Okay. Very unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. It's okay, my dear. That's what they're trying to do by trying to, okay, thank you, Michael. That's why NLC is trying to do to make sure that strike is called off and you guys go back to school. Okay, let's look at Daily Independent. As we go on, we don't have much time, so we need to be running. Okay, same story, the banner headline, Senators threaten to impeach Buhari over rising insecurity. Let's see if we can get something different from the riders. Give him 6 weeks to swim or sink. And then our position will be made known soon, PDP reps. You can't impeach Buhari, says presidency. Why can't Buhari be impeached, Solomon? Why?
It's a big lie. That's what I would say. How can you say a president cannot be impeached? It's a normal process. If you're not satisfied with what he's delivering, a process that process can start. And he can. So you can't say he can't be impeached. But though I understand the reason why someone like that will say he can't be impeached, because it is coming from the minority part of the House, and that the majority is the APC and all of that. So that's why they are saying that. But you can't say that. If the nation is not satisfied, and if the senators are not satisfied, they can make a move for that. So I don't think someone will just wake up and tell me they can't impeach the president of the country.
Incidentally, I have a dissenting opinion. Is it when Garuba Shehu said that the senators cannot impeach Buhari, he knew what he was saying. Do you understand? It's very much akin to this Mary Magdalene scenario, where a number of sinners like us, sinners like Mary Magdalene, wanted to stone her to death as a result of, having been alleged to have committed adultery. Is it? And Christ, being around, asked them, come, whoever knows that he has never done the very thing for which this woman was accused should be the first to cast the stone. So what I'm saying in effect is that virtually the entire members of National Assembly are compromised. These are people with bags of one.
Okay, excuse me. Yeah, hello. Please turn down the volume of your TV. Turn it off.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Hi, that's much. I can't take this call. Please, before you call us, turn off the volume of your TV. If you're using your phone set, turn off the volume now, so we'll be able to talk, please. Okay.
So these are men and women who have, read their files so much that the very moment you stand up, you want to stick your nose into something, somebody tells you, remember this, remember that. Do you understand? Because we've said it before now, that it didn't just start yesterday. There has been a number of impeachable, misconducts, offenses that ought to have been investigated time before now.
Okay, 1 minute. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Okay. Please, bring it down. Let's talk.
This is from Martin.
Martins, from where?
Coming from Ebonyi State.
From Ebonyi State. Okay, make a contribution, please. Thank you.
But Nigeria, those in Qatar, they know the issue of security. They are the ones that come in, how which there's no way it can stop. And another thing is that they should reason Africa if they want peace to reign, because you don't know where the issue are coming from.
Really?
So, then talking of the education, it's like because those people are leading us, some of them go to school. So, you can't ask somebody to produce what they don't have.
Okay.
So, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Martins. Thank you. Okay. Yes. Council, before we look at the next paper.
What I was saying,
In effect, is that
I
these
may
are...
need to interrupt you again.
It's all right.
A lot of people want to join us.
It's all right.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
So these are people who have one problem or the other. They are contending with security agencies and the EFCC in particular. Is it? And so there is no way they can bring it to fruition. So Garba Shehu knows exactly what he was saying.
Is saying.
Yes, so it's pretenses to distract us.
All the way.
Yes.
Yeah, hello.
Hello, good morning, Indiana.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, I'm Chimoba from Taraba State.
Chimuba calling from Taraba State. Welcome.
Yeah,
Una no pofuma?
I want to, I know Malayama.
Odema.
I want to chip in the issue of security of this country.
Okay, sir.
Because they said if you see an old woman dancing in the bush, and if you did not see who is beating the drum, she knows who is beating the drum.
exactly.
Now, if this terrorist come out boldly and said they will come and kidnap number one citizen of the country, they have people that are beating the drum for them. And if you see how they are handling the issue of security, you know, actually, they are treating it
We did this.
shorthand.
Yes.
At times, they catch them, they give them amnesty, they give them support, they give them every other thing. Now, it has gotten out of hand. So, my advice to the government is that they should not play politics with people's life. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Chimuba, that call from Taraba. Thank you for joining us this morning. Let's look at the last paper as our time is coming closer and closer. Okay, Tribune is our last paper this morning. And then insecurity, Senator State Worker saying Buhari must go. Okay, we've seen that. Let's see other stories from Tribune newspaper. Federal government handles Boko Haram bandits with kid gloves, uses a sledgehammer on agitators. This one is coming from Methodist Prelate. Yes, IPOB's demands within federal government's power to resolve. It's coming from Wodo. And then airport project, Osun NAV partner to build Africa's first largest aviation city. While some people are closing shops on aviation. Federal government sues over existence of NYSC scheme. And down here I have Governor. Okay, Governor's fourth provision of new water resource. People have seen that one. These are the stories that are making the rounds from this paper, the Tribune paper. Let's look at what's going on in our aviation industry before we go. We'll round off this morning. Barrister Ogugwa.
I think it is one of those hopeless situations again. Is it? And unfortunately, one cannot give what one doesn't have. For too long a time, Nigeria has been turned to, a consumer nation.
1 minute, sir. Hello. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning, I'm here.
My name is Chidi. I'm calling from Bauchi.
Chidi from Bauchi. Welcome.
What town?
Go on. Make your contribution.
Okay, thank you. I would like to speak on this insecurity and strike.
Go ahead.
So, for me, I actually feel like this insecurity stuff, they're actually playing with it. Because, the federal government, they're trying to act as if their hand is not in this. Because related to yesterday's paper, there was this man that was actually saying that bandits are trying to kidnap the president and the rest. So it just, like for me, I feel it's just, they're trying to play around to act as if their hand is not in it. But I'm 100% sure that they are the ones sponsoring all this insecurity and stuff like that. Now, speaking of this acting, I really don't know. It now looks like something of year in, year out. They go on strike this year, next year they go on strike and stuff like that. Because even yesterday, the acting chairman was saying that 2 years is not too much for students to sacrifice so that they will settle this acting strike. For me, I feel like education system in Nigeria is just so gone. The federal government, those in power, they are really not interested in the education sector. So I would like to suggest if those people in power, are you there?
I am.
Yeah, I would like to suggest if those people in power, or I don't know, if Nigerian citizens can devise a means to limit federal government, senators, governors, to limit their children from studying outside countries, them studying in Nigeria, I really feel this issue will not be hanging around for so long.
Okay.
Because if the governor, if the governors like his.
Okay, thank you. We are completely out of time, and I think you have made your point. Thank you very much. We should limit their children from studying outside this country so that they will feel the pains that our own children are feeling. And gentlemen, I think we have tried for the day. So just round off, please. Barrister
Yes,
Ogugua,
I think I was saying something about the aviation fuel. Is it our refineries have not been working? We have been importing these petroleum products. The naira has been fluctuating in a value, so it should be expected. Is it? So the moment we continue to do things the wrong way, we should continue to receive the wrong answers. And unfortunately, where most of these elite class cannot travel via the air, that's boosting the business of the kidnappers. So at the end of the day, they have to go and they liquidate the entire garrison commands of the Nigerian army and the police to guard themselves. Is it? So it is a very, very unfortunate situation. Not to talk about the concomitant loss of jobs that will come with it. Because I think as at last week or thereabout, we learned of
the
aero contractors having down tools. And I think Eric Air too.
Eric is the third one. I think
So I think we are talking about companies that have employed thousands of Nigerians, in their companies. And these are men and women being pushed into the already saturated unemployment market.
Oh, Diego.
It's condemnable.
Thank you very much. No more calls, please. We are rounding off. Yes, Solomon.
Okay, I think on a closing thought, brings me back to what I mentioned earlier. Honestly, the state of the nation is not in its best state. It's completely not. Barrister mentioned, if it has not even broken down.
Yes.
And on all these areas, we see things falling off. And to me, I think it truly calls for Nigerians to be very mindful of the coming elections, because we have seen that it will play out. If the leadership is good, we will see it
exactly
few years from now.
Yes.
And it's important. I think we should be conscious of this while we go to vote.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you, gentlemen. Solomon Onno, thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much.
And then Barrister Charles Ogugua, thank you.
Thank you for having me.
You guys really did justice to their stories today.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Okay, my name is Sijoma Uche. Do stand by for other programs we have packaged for your viewing pleasure today. Good morning.